Hello everyone. My name is Heer Desai. I am the co-lead at Project Vedna. Thank you so much for joining. Rekha, if you could please begin with the introduction. On to Rekha.
Good evening, all of you. Myself, Rekha. I would like to introduce you to Sarkari School, a remarkable organization committed to transforming the educational landscape in India. Sarkari School is an initiative dedicated to improving the quality of education in government schools across the country, ensuring that every child has access to learning opportunities regardless of their background, socio-economic status, etc. They focus on bridging the gap of education through various projects and initiatives, all aimed at creating a more inclusive and supportive environment for students. One such impactful initiative by Sarkari School is Project Vedana. This project addresses a critical issue that often goes unnoticed, like menstruation, health, and hygiene among young girls. Menstruation is a natural process, yet, in many parts of India, it is surrounded by stigma, misinformation, inadequate support. Sadly, this leads to significant number of girls dropping out of schools once they reach puberty, depriving them of their right to education and future opportunities. Project Vedana aims to combat this issue by raising awareness through menstruation health and by conducting various workshops through potential speakers, as its main objective is to bring awareness among all of you. It's not helps girls to stay in school but also empowers them to control their health and future. It also inspiring example of how targeted intervention can make a lasting differences in the lives of young girls, breaking the cycle of poverty and illiteracy. Through the dedication of Sarkari School and initiatives like Project Vedana, we are one step closer to ensuring that every girl has an opportunity to achieve her full potential regardless of the natural challenges she may faces. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rekha, for the introduction. We have two speakers who have joined us, and therefore we would like to begin with the speakers sharing their journey and the work that they have done to promote menstrual health and hygiene. So, Muskan, if you could please start with introducing our speakers.
We have Ms. Rashmi Shaha. Ms. Shaha is the founder of Mukti Mission, an initiative dedicated to creating a better life for women and families, focusing on spreading freedom, awareness, and smiles. With over 16 years of experience as a life coach, counseling psychologist, and NLP practitioner, Ms. Saha has transformed the lives of over 2 lakh individuals through her impactful sessions and workshops. She has represented India in the prestigious International Visitor Leadership Program (IVPLP) by the US Department of States in the 2023. As a TEDx speaker, Ms. Saha continued to inspire through her advocacy for mental health and menstrual hygiene. Her campaigns such as No Shame, No Stain, I Care for Her have reached thousands and breaking taboos and fostering a culture of openness and support. We are very much delighted to have you here, Ms. Shaha. Over to you.
Thank you so much. The entire team of Sarkari School and the Project Vedna. I have been associated with this organization a couple of years back too. I think it was an award function, and it gives me immense pleasure. Yeah, when I started this organization, Mukti Mission, and started working on menstrual health, I was so unsure that what am I going to do? Is it going to get enough attention, or are people going to listen to it? Will there be any impact? Because the topic that we were talking about, I started talking about, was such a big taboo in our country. We were always taught that we're not supposed to talk about it. It should always be under the carpets, and and etc. Like most of the India, most of the India, especially the generation that I come from, even the educated crowd. But it went on, and I'm really, really happy to see the current scenario today, that we are openly talking about it. Not just that, we're also, mushrooming like anything, and the idea itself is, the way it's reflecting onto the society, and the changes that I'm able to see is so good. It's so good, and so happy to be a part of it. So to begin, about myself and my journey, I started this journey 6 years back when I started talking about menstrual health and hygiene, and it started from Jharkhand, and the major work has been done in Jharkhand so far, and it grew to Odisha, Delhi, Assam, Chhattisgarh, where I had practical sessions and workshops for the young girls and women. And not just that, I also wanted to have men in this journey, because being a very integral part of the society where women are menstruating, if we don't have the support from men in our household, in our offices, in our workplaces, it's going to be very, very difficult. And I mean, it will be just an incomplete awareness of work done. So I pulled in men to boys too, and I started bringing them on board in this journey of awareness, and got their immense support too. So yes, it has been a very, very beautiful journey. And of course, the online connections, collaborations with organizations like yours and so many others had been very helpful in creating this awareness program, and the mission of making people aware on menstrual health and mental health. Now people usually ask me that, are you doing this for the society? Yes, but more than the society, I don't shy of saying that, no, I'm doing it for myself and women like me who are menstruating and who really want to be open about their problems, like, basic problems as stomachache. I'll be very honest, I never had a happy period. It's been a very complicated period journey, my own personal journey, and it was very difficult to keep holding the pain and not being able to discuss. And even when I'm bleeding heavy, I need support from someone. It was so difficult to survive in that environment. And I think I was my first target, my first challenge that I took up. And I thought, no, I know I want to work. I'm going to work on this for women like me who really want to talk about it, who need support, who need help, who are traveling, who are working around men. I don't think it's mentioned in the profile that I sent you, or you missed it. I am a civil engineer by education, and my major work has been around men. Before becoming a life coach, I did work for organizations where my work profile revolved around men. Okay, so when you are living and surviving in that environment, that a basic toilet is also a challenge. Then you start thinking that, where are we heading? Is this only about technology that we are upgrading ourselves, or is it also about the basic necessities? Until today I feel, but today again, I'll be honest, today situation has got very, very good. Men and women and people are sensitized about the needs that women have, basic needs. So I really thought that I need to talk about it, and I need to work on creating the sensitivity, that basic sensitivity that we as human beings require. So this has been the journey, and the best part has been being recognized by not just people around me, my personal people, my family, my friends, where I have seen the biggest changes. Reaching out by women around me and telling me that, Rashmi, you're doing a great job, because things around me, personally, our family has changed. Now our men and boys have started treating us different, and they started taking care of us. Probably that's the change I would want to see first. That's the first hand change that I've seen, and it makes me really, really, really happy. And again, being recognized in different platforms did give me a lot of encouragement that, yes, whatever I'm doing is actually reaching out to people, and reaching out to people in the right way. It's not just about social media. It's not about being trending. It's not about being something different or being an overnight sensation, but it is actually creating an impact. and going and visiting my audiences, my stakeholders, and connecting with them and asking them that whatever the education they are being given, whatever the, the insights they are given, are they reflecting on it, are they seeing any changes? The response was very, very, very satisfying. But all I can say is there's lots and lots of work still to be done, because I believe we are just in the first step of awareness when it comes to menstrual health and hygiene. Otherwise, there's so many things. There's so many other things, because it's not just menstrual health, it's also menopause, it's also understanding women's body, it's also the psychology. As I work on mental health, I have also been talking about how menstrual health and mental health of a female, they're so connected, and talking of happy periods, I don't know how many of you have experienced this, but the viewers who are watching this video, do give us self check, remember those months where you're a little stressed out. It could be family pressure, it could be work, it could be assignments or exam, I don't know. I mean, do you feel any change in your periods and the PMS and the cramps and the flow, and those months when you're really, really happy, carefree, you had a vacation, or you're traveling, your family or the loved ones, do you see the difference? So I think, this is a very basic aspect that I'm talking about, but there's more to it. There's menopause that needs a lot of understanding, because menstrual health has got all the attention, but now I'm started working on menopause too, because that's also need a lot of understanding. Because what happens is, when a girl is young, the sensitivity part works. कि बच्ची है, इसको तो समझना जरूरी है, इसको हेल्प करना जरूरी है, तो it becomes easy to make people aware. But when you talk about a woman who is in her 40, 45, it's a basic assumption that she has to understand, she's okay dealing with all the pain and problem, but it's not like that. We're human beings, and we also have a threshold. So there's a whole spectrum that needs attention, and with young people like you, I really, really look forward to collaborating and working together, and making world a better place for all the menstruators, and making them happy. So yeah, thank you for having me here. This was a very short time. I hope the insights would help. Looking forward to more connections and more collaborations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your journey and the work that you've done is truly inspirational. I can definitely relate to a lot of the things you said. I would agree that I have not had happy periods. I have had days when I have had to deal with things wherein I was put in a confused situation. Your approach to talk about and to deal with menstrual health and hygiene shows the importance of how community driven efforts can make a real difference. So, thank you so much for your insightful words.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Lovely, lovely connecting.
We would now like to go ahead and introduce our second speaker who has joined us for this event.
Now, as our next guest speaker, we have Miss Nandini Sultania. She founded Chorus Women Happiness World and Kamakhya, the plastic free menstrual camp. Launched a startup in 2018, also launched Kamakhya movement on 12th January 2020 by Honorable Smriti Irani. Now, Kamakhya has reached over the world, influencing thousands of women around the globe. And under her leadership, with a team of 50 volunteers, Kamakhya has become Guinness World Record holder. Presenting Nandini Sultania. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, thank you so much. I think Rashmi has already mentioned and thanked you guys for taking such initiative, because COVID, I think we would have amazing panel discussions. I remember getting government workforces into ending period poverty and stuff. And lately, I was just thinking that such discussions have really stopped post COVID was done, and we would have amazing panel discussions. But again, you guys actually thought of getting it back when a lot of offline events are happening. So kudos to you guys to at least make sure that you get speakers from across the country. Just Kamakhya, if I can brief out, Kamakhya name is from Kamakhya Devi, which is in Guwahati, Assam. So because we're talking about menstrual health and hygiene, so if you guys know or don't know, Kamakhya Devi is known as the bleeding goddesses. It's known that unko period aata hai during Ambubachi festival that happens in June, and people across the world go worship her bleeding blood. So the name Kamakhya is taken is why to make it unpure when you can, worship a period blood of a god, and also because she is known as an epitome of womanhood and strength. So I think that's where Kamakhya comes from. And Kamakhya India just talks about coldly menstrual health and hygiene, and we want to change how India sees menstrual hygiene as a whole. So different sectors, and also our core is to focus on sustainable menstrual products, because you talk about no single use plastic, no plastic bags, no plastic toothbrush, no plastic straws, but the pads we are using is 90% plastic. And usually in our sessions we make women calculate, so a single woman can use up to 7,000 to 9,000 pads in her entire that 30-35 years जब उनको periods आते हैं. So that is the amount of waste हम निकालते हैं, which is not getting disposed. So that's our core. And just to brief out, so we really vary into taking sessions from kids 9 to 13, adolescents 13 to 18, then 18 plus, uh, which is only for girls. Like how Rashmi also mentioned that, it's very important to focus on non-menstruators. So again, men nahi bolte hain, non-menstruators and menstruators is new thing. We have been really been educated by the LGBTQ community. So इसलिए we have another very famous module of ours, which is non-menstruator. Let's talk about periods. So that is a very, and we have this period pain simulator which has been very viral. We started that in 2021. So we have this fun games included sessions both for men, and obviously we work a lot on rural uh, India, where we train women how they can stitch their own cloth pads. We have a livelihood center, so that's all. And we love to do, because my team is full of age group of 13 year to 55 years. So we love to do very fun things like Guinness World Record was one. We do Rang Bhari Baate, which is an open mic women day flagship event. Shades of Red, it is it is basically either sustainable development goal and period related or free, inclusively. So we love trying to educate mass with fun activities. But one of the core things which also we were asked to speak about, we have been researching a lot, was menstrual health and hygiene in the education system, because we take a lot of sessions with tribal schools, government schools, private schools, colleges. So few one basic example I'll give you guys. I'm not sure if, let's say, whoever is, I can see the screen. We all know, do you think how many holes do we have between our legs as women? Two or three? If you can just, you guys can just point it out. Mm, okay. So you was, who's saying? So Muskan is saying two, Divya saying two. Okay. So now see again, we just this thing, and how many holes does a man have between between their legs? Two or three? I'm giving options. I don't give options in this session. Okay, so now men have two, women have three. Okay, so we all have been taught. We all have done biology in our school. We've all taught different digestive system, urinary tract system, reproductive system, but we forget what is a basic physiology, what it actually does in the body. So one smallest gap I'll say in the education system and with the basic thing which we have seen a gap is as simple as this. And recently when we've been researching, sex ed like a good touch bad touch has been introduced in the system, but again a clean menstrual, that's where we do kids and adolescents module, how to throw a pad, how to wrap a pad. Let's talk about very basics which are not taught, because it's actually, it's that age when they are in school, that's when they get their periods and they don't know what to do about it. So I feel when we talk about Viksit Bharat, we need to educate the young boys also. So if someone has gotten strained, how should they behave in the bus in school? The girls need to be educated if they have a regular period, irregular period, what are the indications? Basic things like how they should track. Because we've had people telling us that they haven't gotten periods for 2 to 3 months, and they haven't told the teachers, they haven't told their mothers, because they don't know it's not fine. So all that basic education is missing from our system. And a small question I'll just ask. I know Rashmi will know it because she's into that education space. If we wear a cup or a tampon, and if you want to go to the washroom to pee, would you remove your cup or a tampon every single time? I mean, yes or no, like that way you'll have to, or just put it on the comment. No, because see, few of us said that there are two holes. So if you have two holes, then you'll have to remove it, right? But because we have three holes with different systems, that's why you don't remove it. But it might be seeming very stupid when I'm saying, but हमने 40-45 years women के भी sessions लिए हुए हैं सारे age groups. It's not that people know. People don't know simple things. Okay. So my point is we need to start. We're also doing an extensive research ki what is introduced in that sex ed, which is in the schools right now. What all topics have been there? Because I personally, as a speaker and as an organization, we feel basics have to be first introduced. So we choose ways like role play after education. We also have this interesting game when we make everyone shut their eyes. We do it a combine and we ask them अगर उनको puberty changes हुए कि नहीं, कि dress fit आ रहा है कि नहीं पहले का. So those basic things have to be there, and we give them role plays in the end. कि class में अगर एक लड़की को stain हो गया, and it's a mixed group, boys and girls का. How would you react? So attitude building, normal education of how to manage your pads, periods, pain, and third, I think a basic pre-preparing of the child of both of them for puberty changes, boys and girls, and the period they're gonna get. So the last thing I would add is we educate, and I think it was something called 5P pouch, which I feel every school should be introducing it. 5P pouch is nothing. 5P. So first is pad, second is paper, third is panty, fourth is like a paper soap, and fifth is a pouch. So if a girl is about to get the periods, if she's asked, you should be putting this in your bag, so she'll be prepared. She'll not have to run around and get stained. And you should teach them कि how to use this pouch. Pad कैसे लगाना है कि newspaper का क्या काम है. So yeah, so I think as a speaker, I think with everything we've done, I think I personally feel basics should be introduced with all these three ways. So I think that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Your work in promoting sustainable menstruation is definitely very impactful. Like how you mentioned, you conduct sessions with children and women. So I think reaching out to that diverse audience is one of the great work that your organization is doing. We would also like to congratulate you for your recent Guinness World Record. I have had a chance to have a look at your record and via social media. So thank you so much for sharing your journey. I would definitely agree to a lot of things you said. As someone who also conducts menstrual health and hygiene sessions in schools, and I try to reach out to as many audience as I can, I've realized that there is a huge gap between what we are taught in school and what we should actually be taught. So I would definitely agree to your idea of integrating menstrual health and management into education policies. So yes, thank you so much.
Firstly, I would like to thank Rashmi ma'am and Nandini ma'am for being a part of our panel discussion. Thank you so much for taking our time and educating us and everyone out there on such a sensitive matter. Growing up, we girls, we don't hear a lot about periods. We only get to hear about them once we do get them, and we are educated as and when we are progressing. So as and when we get our first period, we know that okay, ye kya hai? Our bodies are changing, and they will keep on changing until we are 50. So this just goes on and on, and every day I learn something new about my body, and there are so many things as a girl that I still don't know about my body, and I will learn about them as I grow up. So definitely, being a part of Sarkari school and leading Project Vedna has been so enlightening for me, because every day I, as a girl, learn something new, and I help girls to learn something new about themselves. So this is truly a very enlightening and enriching experience, and you guys have achieved so much in this niche, which is truly commendable. So thank you, from us girls who don't, and from all the girls who don't have a lot of exposure to this. So I would like to thank you on behalf of all the girl community for speaking about such a niche matters. So yes.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for being a part of this enlightening and empowering discussion. Today we have explored a topic that is often overlooked, but it is so crucial to the health and progress of our nation. Menstrual health is not just a woman's issue, it is a societal issue, a development issue, and a human rights issue. By integrating menstrual health into India's vision for development, we are not only addressing the physical well being of millions of women and girls, but also paving the way for greater gender equality, economic development, and social justice. This conversation must extend beyond these walls into our homes, schools, workplaces, and policy making arenas. Each one of us has a role to play in breaking the taboos, advocating for better menstrual health education, and ensuring that no girl or woman is held back because of her period. Let's carry forward the issues shared today and work together to create a future where menstrual health is prioritized and normalized in our society. Thank you once again for your participation, your voices, and your commitment to this cause. And together we can make a difference. Let's continue to support each other and strive towards a more inclusive and healthier India. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Wish you all the very best and stay connected. And great work, Nandini. Good to hear about your work, and would love to catch up and maybe know more about what you're doing and maybe associate someday.
Yeah,
Lovely meeting.
sure, sure. I was just going to say that we all have spoken about it, so definitely there is a lot of scope of collaboration to work towards
Definitely.
one particular this thing. So that's the reason why we've been trying to research on few topics as a central level. And I think
Awesome.
collaboration is the only key to get the change there.
Totally, totally. Great, great. Okay,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much, you guys, to take that initiative to get us together, all of us together on one board.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.